In this video, I'm going to show you 4 powerful ways to help you to stop eating carbohydrates. Hi, I'm Tamara Rees, your weight mastery coach, and this is video 2 in a series on stopping eating carbohydrates. The first, and for sometimes the easiest way to help yourself to stop eating carbohydrates is to remove the triggers that are causing you to overeat. So remove the actual foods from your environment. Don't buy them in the first place. Don't bring them into your house. Don't bring them into your workplace. Get rid of any pictures of these foods. If you're like me and you have kids living with you and you have to have some of these foods around, then the next best thing to do is to remove them from your line of sight. Put the food into a non-see-through container and stick it at the back of a cupboard or at the back of the fridge, because we're wired so that if we see food, then we want to eat it. So to help you to overcome that natural instinct that we have is to just put it out of plain sight. The second way is to change the picture in your head that you're making of the food. And one of the best ways of doing this is to actually start reading the labels of the foods that you're eating. Look up the numbers and what they mean. Do some research into the ingredients of the foods. And when you realize just how bad these ingredients are that you're eating, instead of seeing the food as it's presented to you, picture the food as the individual ingredients. So for me, for example, when I look at donuts that have icing covering them, I think about the artificial colors and the flavors that have been used to make the icing. And I make a mental image in my head of the icing looking like melted plastic. And I also think about the oil that's used to cook the donuts in, and that it's been heated to a really high temperature, and that oil is actually carcinogenic in that it causes cancer. And then I imagine putting all of that artificial stuff into my body, all of that cancer-causing oil into my body. And then I imagine how my internal body is reacting to all of these foreign substances and how I'm abusing my body instead of showing it the love that it deserves. Now, you can do this with any foods that you may want to stop overeating on. So if you're getting value out of this video so far, then make sure you hit that like button so that this information can spread to more people. Thank you so much. It's very much appreciated. The third way to help you to stop eating carbohydrates is to make sure that you're doing things in your life that increase your sense of pleasure and happiness, as that is often why you're reaching for these junk foods in the first place, to feel better. What your body really is looking for is an increase in the chemicals dopamine and serotonin. And there are a number of ways that you can increase these feel-good chemicals without turning to food. So, for example, you can make sure that you're getting enough sunlight so that your body can make vitamin D. You can incorporate a daily practice of meditation, some touch and massage. You can get someone to give you a massage or give yourself a hand or a foot massage with some cream. Listening to your favorite music increases the dopamine and the serotonin levels in your body. Make sure that you're getting enough restful sleep, because there are several hormones that are affected by limited sleep that can lead to feelings of greater hunger. Specifically, ghrelin, a hunger hormone, increases with the lack of sleep, causing you to want to eat more. And we tend to crave sweet items because our bodies primarily get our energy from carbohydrates and from sugars. Also, leptin, which is our appetite suppressing hormone, goes down. So now your body won't be telling you to stop eating and you'll end up overeating on these foods. You can also add exercise to your routine, which also increases the release of these feel-good hormones into your body. Number 4 is to change your self-talk about these foods. Remind yourself why it is that you wanted to stop eating carbohydrates in the first place. For me, it was that I didn't like feeling out of control. And I knew that the more of these foods that I ate, the less control I had over my eating. And I really didn't like that feeling. These foods made me feel bad about myself. And when I ate them, my critical inner voice would be chastising me for overeating them, affecting my self-esteem, my moods, and how I was showing up in the world. Also, how I was interacting with my family and my loved ones. So remind yourself of all the consequences of overeating these kinds of foods. The fifth and final way I have for you today is to make sure that in your everyday diet that you're eating nutrient-rich food, because if you're not supplying enough nutrients to your body, then you will increase cravings to eat more. For example, many people are not getting enough magnesium in their diets. And so instead of getting the magnesium from healthy foods that keep their body at a healthy weight, they instead are reaching for high calorie foods like chocolate to meet the deficit. And if you're someone who has trouble with eating at nighttime, then you're going to love my next video that talks about just that.